The topic we'll cover is Agile communication and collaboration, one of the most essential pillars of Agile success. In Agile, communication isn't just about sharing updates, it's how teams align, build trust, and adapt quickly. Whether you're co-located or spread across time zones, Agile demands frequent, transparent, and meaningful communication that supports both collaboration and decision-making. Expect to see questions on how Agile teams maintain a shared understanding using lightweight, high-frequency interactions like daily stand-ups, sprint reviews, and visual boards. These aren't just ceremonies. They're designed to keep information flowing, uncover risks early, and maintain team cohesion. You should also understand the role of information radiators, such as task boards and burndown charts. These tools help teams and stakeholders see the status of work at a glance, promoting transparency without constant meetings. When teams are distributed, communication becomes even more critical. You'll want to know how Agile teams use digital collaboration tools, set clear communication cadences, and engage remote stakeholders. Agile doesn't assume perfect conditions, it values adaptability, even in complex team setups. Another important concept is servant leadership in communication. Leaders facilitate, not control, by removing blockers, encouraging dialogue, and creating an environment of psychological safety where every voice matters. The exam may test your ability to navigate communication breakdowns, recover alignment, and ensure everyone's on the same page, especially when dealing with stakeholder feedback, cross-team collaboration, or last-minute changes. You should also be familiar with how Agile teams handle nonverbal cues, time zone coordination, and asynchronous communication, especially in virtual teams. These aren't just soft skills, they're critical to delivering working solutions in fast-moving environments. Now, we'll go through 10 practice questions that will test your ability to apply these principles in real-world Agile scenarios, including facilitation of Agile ceremonies, stakeholder interaction, virtual team dynamics, and collaborative problem-solving. Let's dive into the first question in this topic. Question 61. After the first sprint, an Agile team reports that blockers were not surfaced early enough, leading to delays in completing several stories. The team follows standard daily stand-ups and sprint reviews. What should the project manager recommend? A. Encourage team members to raise blockers during retrospectives so they can be addressed in the next sprint. B. Introduce visual tools like Kanban boards to improve shared awareness of progress and blockers. C. Extend daily stand-ups to allow deeper discussion of tasks and status details. D. Assign a rotating facilitator to ensure stand-up updates are captured and documented for follow-up. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is B. This question tests your understanding of Agile communication models and tools that promote transparency and real-time awareness. Choice B is the best option because tools like Kanban boards create a shared, visible workflow, allowing the team to spot blockers immediately rather than waiting for structured meetings. Choice A is incorrect. Retrospectives are for improvement after the sprint ends. They're too late to identify and resolve blockers that affect in-sprint delivery. Choice C is incorrect. Extending stand-ups may encourage over-discussion and defeat the purpose of a focused sync. Agile favors short, efficient, frequent communication supported by visible tools. Choice D is incorrect. Rotating facilitators can help improve engagement, but documenting updates doesn't address the real-time visibility problem. Let's move on to the next question if you're ready. Question 62. During a sprint, several team members privately inform the project manager that progress is behind, but none of these concerns have come up during team meetings. At the same time, leadership is asking for more visibility into delivery health. What should the project manager do? A. Schedule one-on-one check-ins to gather accurate status from each team member. B. Share an updated risk log with leadership highlighting internal delivery concerns. C. Encourage open discussion in team meetings and implement visible progress tracking tools. D. Ask the product owner to provide a delivery update in the next review meeting to address leadership concerns. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is C. This question tests your ability to foster transparency and psychological safety within Agile teams, especially when delivery challenges are hidden from view. Choice C is the best option because it promotes team-level openness while reinforcing visible tracking, such as task boards or burndown charts, both of which help surface issues early and build trust across the organization. Choice A is incorrect. One-on-one check-ins may offer insight, but they don't solve the root issue of low transparency and discourage open team dialogue. Choice B is incorrect. Updating a risk log may satisfy leadership temporarily, but bypasses team-level ownership and communication. Choice D is incorrect. Having the product owner deliver updates delays visibility and places the responsibility outside the team rather than addressing transparency at its source. Let's move on to the next question if you're ready. Question 63. A distributed Agile team has members across 4 time zones. Stand-ups are inconsistent and collaboration is delayed as team members wait for input from others who are offline. Morale is slipping and blockers remain unresolved for too long. What should the project manager do? A. Ask team members to adjust their schedules to overlap more during core hours. B. Rotate meeting times weekly to balance convenience across time zones. C. Introduce asynchronous tools and norms to share updates and surface blockers in real time. D. Establish regional subteams with designated leads to coordinate updates across time zones. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is C. This question tests your understanding of how to manage virtual Agile teams, where time zone challenges and collaboration delays can impact morale and delivery. Choice C is the best option because it leverages asynchronous tools and clear norms to maintain transparency and unblock work in real time, even when team members aren't online at the same time. This supports agility and autonomy in distributed settings. Choice A is incorrect. Asking members to shift their working hours may create burnout and dissatisfaction, especially if it disrupts work-life balance across regions. Choice B is incorrect. Rotating meeting times helps distribute inconvenience but doesn't solve the underlying issue, which is the delays in collaboration outside of meetings. Choice D is incorrect. Creating subteams adds unnecessary hierarchy and communication layers, which may reduce cross-functional alignment. Let's move on to the next question if you're ready. Question 64. A senior stakeholder has been passively attending sprint reviews but shows minimal engagement and provides little feedback. The product owner is concerned this may impact alignment with business needs. The stakeholder claims to be too busy to attend more meetings. What should the project manager do? A. Align with the stakeholder on when and how they can provide timely input with minimal disruption. B. Share concise updates highlighting key decisions and invite asynchronous feedback on business priorities. C. Offer to provide executive summaries after each sprint to keep the stakeholder informed without additional meeting time. D. Recommend assigning a proxy stakeholder who can participate more actively in day-to-day discussions. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is A. This question tests your ability to adapt stakeholder engagement strategies to balance availability, influence, and agile collaboration. Choice A is the best option because it focuses on proactive alignment, working directly with the stakeholder to find a communication rhythm that respects their schedule while maintaining essential feedback loops. This keeps the stakeholder engaged without pushing them into extra meetings. Choice B is incorrect. Sharing concise updates and inviting feedback is helpful, but without direct collaboration, you risk losing real-time context and commitment. Choice C is incorrect. Executive summaries are informative, but they don't invite meaningful dialogue or ensure business priorities are understood and addressed during the sprint. Choice D is incorrect. Assigning a proxy could dilute the stakeholder's voice and undermine the alignment between business needs and product outcomes. Let's move on to the next question if you're ready. Question 65. A globally distributed Agile team is experiencing frequent miscommunication due to time zone differences and limited real-time access to subject matter experts. Developers sometimes implement stories based on partial information, resulting in rework and frustration. Which approach would best support effective communication in this environment? A. Ask team members to log clarification questions for discussion during the next scheduled team sync. B. Empower developers to proceed with available information to avoid delays, adjusting during reviews if needed. C. Assign a regional contact to relay questions and consolidate responses across time zones. D. Use shared asynchronous channels with clear norms for asking questions and tagging subject matter experts. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is D. This question tests your ability to enable smooth communication in distributed agile teams, where time zone gaps and access limitations can lead to misalignment and rework. Choice D is the best option because it promotes asynchronous collaboration using shared tools like Slack, Teams, or Jira with explicit communication norms for tagging SMEs and maintaining visibility. This empowers the team to work independently while staying aligned. Choice A is incorrect. Logging questions for later syncs introduces delay and bottlenecks, especially in fast-moving sprints. Choice B is incorrect. While it promotes autonomy, proceeding with assumptions risks misinterpretation and repeated rework. Choice C is incorrect. Assigning a regional contact may help coordination, but adds a communication layer that can reduce direct ownership and speed. Let's move on to the next question if you're ready. Question 66. An Agile team recently transitioned to a fully remote setup. During the last sprint, user story refinement was inconsistent, and misunderstandings around acceptance criteria led to delays and rework. What should the project manager introduce to improve collaboration? A. Recommend using rolling wave planning to improve refinement by progressively elaborating stories closer to implementation. B. Use interactive digital whiteboards and shared backlogs to align the team during refinement discussions. C. Encourage the product owner to provide story walkthroughs via recorded video summaries before each session. D. Invite relevant stakeholders to attend refinement sessions and provide clarification during discussions. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is B. This question tests your ability to support real-time collaboration in remote agile environments, especially during backlog refinement, where clarity and alignment are crucial. Choice B is the best option because using interactive whiteboards and shared backlogs enables the team to work together visually and in real time, even when distributed. These tools promote shared understanding and reduce miscommunication on acceptance criteria. Choice A is incorrect. Rolling wave planning helps with progressive elaboration, but it doesn't resolve the need for interactive team refinement. The issue here is about shared clarity, not timing. Choice C is incorrect. Video walkthroughs can help, but they lack the dialogue and clarification that happens in live refinement sessions. Choice D is incorrect. Stakeholders can add context, but the main gap lies within the team's internal collaboration tools, not external participation. Let's move on to the next question if you're ready. Question 67. A senior team member frequently dominates team discussions and makes decisions without consulting others. Some quieter team members have stopped participating and collaboration has declined. What should the servant leader do? A. Let the team resolve the dynamic organically to support self-management. B. Ask the product owner to help facilitate discussions until the team dynamic improves. C. Coach the dominant team member privately and promote inclusive participation. D. Implement a time-boxed round-robin format to ensure everyone has equal speaking time. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is C. This question tests your understanding of servant leadership and team facilitation, especially when team dynamics threaten collaboration and inclusion. Choice C is the best option because servant leaders are expected to foster a psychologically safe environment by coaching individuals privately while promoting group practices that encourage all voices to be heard. This balances team autonomy with mindful leadership. Choice A is incorrect. While self-management is key, ignoring the issue may normalize unhealthy dynamics and further reduce participation. Choice B is incorrect. The product owner's role is to manage the backlog and business value, not to intervene in team dynamics, which is the servant leader's responsibility. Choice D is incorrect. Structured speaking formats may increase airtime, but can feel forced or artificial rather than promoting authentic, inclusive dialogue. Let's move on to the next question if you're ready. Question 68. During recent retrospectives, team members have stopped raising meaningful feedback. Discussions feel repetitive, and most of the time is spent on minor issues. The project manager notices that team learning has plateaued. What is the best approach to reinvigorate the retrospective? A. Try different retrospective formats and rotate facilitation to create a fresh environment. B. Ask the product owner to bring in metrics to drive a more structured discussion. C. Focus on gathering feedback anonymously to surface hidden concerns. D. Reduce the frequency of retrospectives so that more meaningful issues can accumulate between sessions. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is A. This question tests your ability to facilitate effective Agile ceremonies, particularly retrospectives, a cornerstone of continuous improvement in Agile. Choice A is the best option because changing formats and facilitators can help re-engage the team by bringing novelty, fresh perspectives, and greater psychological safety to the session. It supports self-management and team ownership. Choice B is incorrect. Metrics can be useful, but the product owner shouldn't dominate the retrospective. The meeting is for the team, and its tone must stay collaborative and open, not data-driven. Choice C is incorrect. Anonymous feedback may help in the short term, but it doesn't address the need for a transparent, trust-based environment that retrospectives aim to cultivate. Choice D is incorrect. Reducing the frequency undermines the purpose of retrospectives, which is to reflect and adapt continuously, not sporadically. Let's move on to the next question, if you're ready. Question 69. A cross-functional Agile team has begun missing handoffs between development and testing, leading to incomplete stories and frustration. Team members say they assumed someone else was handling the work, but no one raised the issue in recent stand-ups. What should the project manager do to resolve the communication breakdown? A. Assign specific individuals to oversee handoffs between each function. B. Ask the team to track handoffs in a shared spreadsheet to ensure visibility. C. Facilitate a root cause analysis and report the results to stakeholders. D. Guide the team in improving working agreements and clarifying ownership of workflow transitions. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is D. This question tests your ability to coach Agile teams through communication and workflow challenges, especially when collaboration stalls across functional roles. Choice D is the best option because strong working agreements and shared understanding of handoffs are essential in Agile. Guiding the team to co-create clarity around transitions builds ownership, accountability, and continuous improvement. Choice A is incorrect. Assigning individuals for handoffs reduces agility and adds artificial bottlenecks counter to the collaborative spirit of cross-functional teams. Choice B is incorrect. While a spreadsheet provides visibility, it doesn't address the underlying confusion about ownership and expectations. Choice C is incorrect. Root cause analysis is useful, but reporting to stakeholders won't solve the problem. This is a team-level process issue, not a reporting gap. Let's move on to the next question if you're ready. Question 70. In a scaled Agile environment, multiple teams are working on interconnected components of a large product. Teams are well aligned during sprint planning, but mid-sprint changes and risks often go unshared, leading to rework and integration issues. What should the project manager do to improve cross-team coordination? A. Increase the number of planning sessions so teams can respond faster to changes. B. Establish a mid-sprint synchronization meeting focused on cross-team impacts and shared risks. C. Ask teams to include interdependencies in their definition of done. D. Work with teams to identify potential risks and dependencies during sprint planning. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is B. This question evaluates your understanding of communication cadence in scaled Agile environments, where coordination across teams must be continuous, not just limited to planning events. Choice B is the best option because mid-sprint sync meetings, like Scrum of Scrums or Agile Release Train syncs, provide a structured forum to share emerging risks, changes, and dependencies, reducing surprises and improving flow. Choice A is incorrect. Increasing planning sessions adds overhead and doesn't address the need for ongoing coordination during execution. Choice C is incorrect. The definition of done focuses on quality and completeness, not inter-team communication or proactive risk sharing. Choice D is incorrect. Identifying dependencies in planning is helpful, but it won't catch mid-sprint shifts, which require a dedicated, recurring sync point. This wraps up 10 questions for Agile communication and collaboration. You are doing an incredible job of mastering 70 Agile questions so far. Stay consistent. Every question you tackle sharpens your exam readiness. If you're finding these questions valuable, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more PMP exam prep content. When you're ready, I will see you in the next topic.